All right, all locked up for the night.
Are they here?
Yeah, Inner Circle's waiting in the next room. Have you prepared for the late night sermon?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Did you remember the secret ingredient?
Yeah, it's already in the pitcher.
All right. Well, let's give them what they came for.
Welcome back to Koolaid Stand, the most amazing digital podcast. Here are your hosts, Steven. Hey guys, and Jett.
Hey, it's me. I love being
Without
on
any further ado, shut up. It's the rules of the internet.
I love being on a digital podcast with you, man.
Is there any other form? At the time of writing this episode, which was like earlier this week, which for you is like, who knows? We're recording this on the 4th of July. At the time of writing this episode, the incredibly ubiquitously, absurdly popular internet show called The Amazing Digital Circus released its final episode via theater about a month ago on June 4th, and for about 3 days. I didn't catch it there. I didn't really want to. I didn't get caught in the rabble and crowd of an audience that I'm about to describe. It would be very obvious that I didn't want to do that.
We're about to learn why, I think.
But 15 days later, it came out on YouTube for free on June 19th, which was when I watched it. If you don't know, and Jett doesn't, the show is about a group of people that are uploaded to a digital world run by a goofy ringleader named Kane, who prepares adventures for them without much of their input to keep them entertained enough to essentially not kill themselves. This is a very baseline synopsis I just gave you.
Okay.
The pilot episode came out in October of 2023, produced by an online cartoonist named Gooseworks. Really is a bit of an the show is really a bit of an afterthought for a 3D animated show funded and produced by a digital media company. And that company is run by a couple Australians, and that company's called Glitch. Basically she wanted to do a 2D show, and they were like, we only want to fund 3D shows right now. Okay. So she was like, okay. And then she like came up with this somewhat in short time. So pretty crazy. I thought it was cool, but not really enthused enough to keep up with the following 7 episodes that came out over the next 3 years.
It was like 8 episodes over 3 years.
9. Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a lot. That's not a lot of TV.
Yeah, no, it's not a ton. And I said 7 because it was 1 through 8, and then the 9th one came out in theaters. And I didn't really watch any of the 8 until all at once, and then I watched the 9th afterwards. This show is fucking lightning in a bottle. The pilot alone caught over 1 million views in the first few hours of publishing.
Whoa.
Yeah. And proceeded to unleash upon the internet a ravenous fan population that would lurk around for the next 3 years. That fan population was partly the reason I didn't want to follow up with the show, honestly. The thing about the show is that it happened to catch the particular eye of tweens and teens, and mainly chronically online people. And look, I think in my life in general, I'm trying to not condone or cordon off this. Trying to condone cordoning off things is cringe, or let a cringe fan base get in the way of a thing speaking for itself. But man, dude, these guys are something else.
I did see a poster for the finale in the window of a Hot Topic last week, if that says anything.
Yeah, so that's the kind of fan base we're getting, right? And shipping and stan accounts, and if you don't know, I didn't even define it here. I feel like the term is quite ubiquitous, but if you don't know what shipping is, it's a fandom. If you don't know what a fandom is, it's the fan base of a show, or a thing, a fan base of a thing.
Just the internet
Christians
word for
are
that.
a fandom of Catholics are a fandom of Christianity. Shipping is where fans, it's like a subsect of most fandoms where they take characters they like and they imagine them in romantic scenarios together, and write fan fiction about that. So, and if you don't know what a stan account is, basically it's this thing that comes out of Twitter where people are obsessed or exclusively fervently fans of one thing.
It comes from the Eminem song, right? If you've heard that.
Yes, I believe so. Shipping and Stan accounts have been around for a long time, but I've never been so within the proximity of a community known for its absurdly rampant toxicity. These freaks would send each other death threats if they happened upon a post of someone creating fan fiction of two characters in a relationship that they didn't approve of or didn't line up with their fan fiction. It's fucking insane.
What the fuck?
And even if Gooseworks made a statement in support of people enjoying her content how they wanted to, the fans would put words in her mouth and send death threats to her or the voice actors or the producers or blah, 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 blah. Fucking chronically online basement dweller bullshit. It's crazy. It's like this fandom was such a powder keg. And the crazy thing is before Gooseworks like launched her pilot episode, I don't have the exact tweet pulled up, but she was basically like, hey, I'm about to put out a product. Make sure that you're not a crazy fan base for this, please. It's like she knew.
Yeah, I was going to say, did she like know that what she made was like had some has-been hotel energy or something like that?
Most likely. Oh man, Has Been Hotel is a whole nother episode. I should have talked about that here. It's already rambly enough. If the VAs, like the voice actors, would do a fun event together, like playing and streaming a game, fans of characters not present would come out just to say they prefer their favorite character's voice actor was there.
I don't like that you're just out here existing, to be honest with you. Not a fan of that.
It's pretty safe to say that the amazing digital circus turned into the amazing digital clusterfuck. With this shit eventually led to Gooseworks crashing out, fed by the rampant misbehavior and toxicity. Later on, the last episode was set to air in theaters with a global theatrical release, but South Korea was removed from that list because of regulatory laws requiring a pre-screening of the film in a way that the Glitch team and Gooseworks were worried about a leak. Unfortunately, of course, the film would leak in Brazil, which seems to be the epicenter of like every major internet story.
Yeah,
and so many leaks.
That sounds about right that it happened in Brazil. I'm not surprised.
No, when Gooseworks was informed of this, she essentially had a response that was very clearly representative of how defeated she felt by all of this. In her words, she just wanted to create a show, but it became way more than it was ever worth. And this baseline and this blasé attitude at a baseline for something that really seriously didn't matter all too much incurred a bullshit digital crucifixion of her by the I should have used the voice for that by the fans who breathed this show that she made. I saw all this go down and I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, glad I stayed out of it. But I feel so bad for her, right?
Yeah.
And then someone made me watch the current episodes when I saw episode, and then someone watched me watch all of them. And then when I saw the episode 9 come out, I was like, all right, fine, I'll finish it.
How far in were you when the finale came out? How much had you watched at that point?
I had seen them all, but I watched them all in one binge.
I see.
With,
okay.
With a friend. I don't know. I wasn't in a space where I could criticize it because it meant a lot to them, but I thought it was like it. Look, it's all not bad as a unit. I'd give it like 7 out of 10. If you can get around like the kind of like so random XD kind of humor that's every once in a while, and I'll be real, sometimes it does hit, but it's all right.
I mean, we're trying not to see it as cringy to an extent, right? So,
well, just because of the people around it, but like the show itself, I like the idea. Some of the elements of it were kind of poorly handled. I think overall the show's kind of poorly paced at the end, and I know it was an accidental equivalence, but maybe we shouldn't end a story where the closeted trans character kills himself and everyone's lives like measurably improve.
What the fuck?
Just a bit of a misstep, if you ask me.
A closeted trans character kills themselves at the end, and everybody feels better.
Everybody's
about their
life
lives.
just gets better. Yes.
Great.
It wasn't because of that per se. Yeah,
it just happened as a result of it.
The writer is trans. Like it's not an intentional hate crime. It just like happens to be how things worked out.
Goddamn.
Just a bit of a misstep. The general message of not siloing yourself in a time of need and your life can be what you make of it, even if it's out of your control, are things that I agree with. And these are very serious sentiments posited by the show. So I like that.
Yeah.
And I guess I liked it enough to try and steal a character's voice for this episode. So anyway, all this got me to thinking about how the internet just is like now. I wouldn't call myself chronically online, just pretty online, but Between Jett and I think I'm definitely more of the enjoyer of wacky internet history. All this drama got me thinking about how things that get popular on the internet so consistently fester this disgusting behavior from people that literally just don't grasp that shit you say and do to other humans online has actual gravity and consequence. It's almost like a rule.
A rule, you say?
Yeah. Which led me to thinking about this old internet meme called The Rules of the Internet, of which I'm certain everyone I know is aware of, at least one of them.
Right.
But I'm obscuring that for my secondary tie-in about this topic.
Okay.
I think this episode is doomed to be a little rambly. I mean, it already kind of is, because the nature of old internet history is so wacky and difficult to trace in a granular fashion. But my research has led me to two main places: Encyclopedia Dramatica and the festering depths of 4chan. I feel like people know what 4chan is, but people don't know what 4chan is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I know of and about 4chan. I've never been on 4chan though. I've never
really been on 4chan.
I've never gone on 4chan and like looked at any. I've never been on the website.
I've seen so much stuff from 4chan. I've like watched so many video essays that revolve around 4chan. A lot of the memes we like just generally as people in this modernly online world, come from 4chan. Both of these places, Encyclopedia Dramatica and 4chan, have been around for a long time. And while researching a lot of old internet things, these two sites get brought up a lot. 4chan nowadays absolutely has a horrendous rap, and it should.
Yeah.
It should have back then, if I'm being honest. But it was somewhat of a different beast. Both 4chan and Encyclopedia Dramatica somewhat moved in concert a lot of the time in a way that was incredibly influential on early modern internet culture. 4chan was originally created in 2003. I almost said 2023. And it's
Imagine if 4chan hadn't been around,
today.
Man.
Oh, well, I mean, modern internet would have been totally different. At its base, it's an image board website that allows posting, commenting, and interaction without creating an account, which is like its main draw, and it makes it highly anonymous if you don't have like admin privileges to like see where people are posting from. It was originally created to discuss anime, hence the Chan element of the title.
Makes sense.
From what I've heard, but quickly blew up into this like somewhat segmented, barely organized microcosm of its own culture. I can't really state how important it really was to 2000s internet culture, but all roads from almost anything on the internet with that much history lead back to it. I think of it like how everything on the internet you know of right now links back to TikTok, or how in the 2010s it all links back to Reddit and Tumblr. Like this is the early aughts version of this.
Yeah.
I think an element of it is in order to get online in ways like that early in the internet, like from 2000 to 2007 or 8, you kind of had to like, there's like a different barrier of entry. You had to have a computer, you had to have internet access, you had to have good enough internet access that you could like peruse these boards and stuff.
Yeah, you had to be much more intentional about getting on the internet and going to an image board and posting or even reading something than you do now to open your phone and scroll TikTok or Reddit.
Yeah, there's like I almost want to say like a heightened requirement. Like, I think it's interesting because when you think about internet like way back and like when it started, like the late 80s and 90s, internet online culture was really different because the internet was really more of a direct connection. Before search engines, you basically had to like key in the website you wanted to connect to from your terminal, and like that was the only way to get there. So friends shared internet connection, like shared their websites and stuff, and then connected this little internet between each other. But like really searching for places to go hang out on the internet was really hard.
Yeah.
So like that was and also just getting on the internet with like dial up and DHL and stuff is just like really hard to do for a normal person, unless you like really wanted to do it. Like you had to intentionally know. Not like these days where you could just turn on your computer and Chrome launches automatically. Like you can get right on you could get right to surfing the web.
Shit launches automatically and I don't know how to turn it off.
Task manager. But it's just like this era of the internet is just kind of attracted specifically people like 4chan festered its own nonsense. Yes. But the people that ended up on it it's honestly kind of representative of general internet, like a large portion of internet culture at the time.
Yeah.
Just how it is. I also just can't state how important 4chan was to organizing and defending free speech and general internet justice on the internet in this time. There was a lot of like legislation trying to be passed to like pretty much limit what you could say and do on the internet because of like absurdity laws or whatever. This is a little bit before our time. We were like, we weren't even playing Minecraft yet. It was like we were like 8.
The guy who started
6.
4chan was like very interested in it being like a free speech platform, right?
Yes. And this is old school free speech platforms where it's like, no, we should be allowed to post and do whatever we want, because seriously, if we aren't, then the limit will never stop. Like because government was actually moving legislation that would pretty much let the government define what they determined is absurd or not. So they could like pull anything at any time from the internet due to absurdity.
Yeah, free speech now, just like the phrase free speech, is very like right-wing coded these days, because people say that now, and I think about you would just want to be able to say racist stuff, and that's not the same back in the early 2000s.
No, it was very much the mentality that like, no, we need to be able to say anything. And unfortunately, what that brings with it is some racist stuff. And I think interesting enough, a lot of the frontrunners for free speech like on the internet were like anti-absurdist or were like anti-absurdist frontrunners. Like I think Best Gore was a website at the time, and they like, had some fucked stuff on their website, but like, they happen to be the loudest supporters of free speech, and they were right. Now we are fucking censored.
Yeah.
Like on public platforms, people can't even say kill. I'll fucking say kill. Like
kill.
PDF files, or like this shit is leaking into general speech in person, not even just online. Like we did get censored. It happened.
Yeah.
And that's a whole, don't let me get started. 4chan is also where the group Anonymous started. I'm sure people have heard of them.
Yes.
Actually, I guess these days some people might not know who they are, but mostly the website was an epicenter for viral memes and stupid fucking pranks. So Encyclopedia Dramatica sort of exists in the same space as early 4chan. It was basically a satire site that records and dramatizes internet culture from 2004. It was sniped and taken down in 2011, but was revived in all of its unmoderated glory by users mirroring it. Like this means like replicating it as a copy on private domains and servers. If you're into cringe culture or early lolcows, here I go saying shit that almost needs its own episode again. Usually, if someone was being made fun of on the internet, they'd have a post made and archived of them here on Encyclopedia Dramatica. And as such, because of what it's attached to and the user overlap, this site is also highly controversial and has a festering underbelly of bigoted racist nonsense.
Yeah, these kind of sites bring all of those people with them, and unfortunately they've taken over a good amount of them.
Yeah, it's just how it is. Anyway, there were many versions of this so-called rules of the internet meme, like up to hundreds of rules in different lists. Lots of infighting, but the most complete and up-to-date version I found before the meme just goes extinct is from 2009. So let's trudge through the venerable list of outdated memes that is within this list.
Okay, these are the rules.
These are the described rules of the internet. There were many versions, but this is the most recent one I could find that was like felt the most complete. Rule number 1, do not talk about B. And rule number 2 is do not, in capitals, talk about B.
Okay, B is a 4chan board.
Yes.
Okay.
So B is a 4chan board. It's the general 4chan board. A lot of shit comes from B. This is some cringe 4chan culture shining through already. And I'm cool calling that cringe. There's some kind of in-joke here that is just fucking long dead and doesn't matter. So I'm not really worried about explaining it. Rule 3, we are anonymous. 4 is we are legion. 5 is anonymous never forgives. 6 is anonymous can be a horrible, senseless, uncaring monster. And 7 is anonymous is still able to deliver. These
That's
next
pretty
5,
hardcore, man.
yeah. These next 5 all just relate to 4chan as a whole being 99.9% troglodytes attempting to claim like the one seriously cool thing that ever came out of the cesspool. If you don't know, Anonymous was a small collective of decentralized white hat hacktivists that came out of 4chan, but they aren't really around much anymore. And their entire like presence and message just got latched onto by these dweebs as they organize their silly little public pranks and shit. I'm sure a lot of the original members of what Anonymous was are still around, but they don't claim that title. And even these days, honestly, when I see someone claim to relate to or be part of Anonymous, I just don't take it seriously because Anonymous has just been defunct for so long. Like, I don't.
Yeah, every once in a while you still see a headline about how Anonymous did something, but it's not like, to my understanding, it's not this group. It's just either somebody who still wants to claim the name Anonymous or the media misunderstanding what this group was and I guess isn't now.
Also an important mention is that they're decentralized. There was never one organized like group of dudes. Like there's not one dude leading a bunch of dudes and they're all like moving in concert. Like they just kind of.
It does get talked about that way, which is odd.
Well, just like Antifa.
Yeah, I was going to make that same comparison. I was like, maybe that's too serious of a comparison to be making here, but it is like the news saying that Antifa did a thing.
Yeah. I think what they did was impressive. A lot of like government hacks and leaks and stuff. But yeah, they're not really relevant today. There was recently someone who claimed to be part of Anonymous who like made a claim that there was going to be a false flag event within 2026, and it like kind of caught some attention, but like I don't know. I just didn't take it seriously, and I don't see a false flag event anywhere really. So
we'll have to wait and find out. We got like half the year left.
Yeah, I guess. 8, 9, and 10 are there are no real rules about posting. There are no rules about moderation either. Enjoy your ban. And 10 is if you enjoy rival sites, don't.
Sassy.
These 3 are just some general sentiments that relate again to 4chan. Standard aughts internet in and out culture, like the narwhal bacons at midnight. Do you know that phrase?
No, I know
So,
about
like,
narwhals and bacon being things, but no.
So Tumblr in like 2010s came up with this like secret phrase where you could say it in public to some people. Like if you got like if you were like clocking them to be on Tumblr, and only people that knew the joke would be able to like respond correctly. It's from this other like long post chain, but I believe the phrase is "I like your shoelaces," and your response should be "Thanks, I stole them from the president." Reddit really wanted to capture that, so they came up with their own secret phrase, and it's the narwhal's baconing at midnight.
The shoelace one is cooler.
The shoelace one is considerably cooler. 16-year-old me would hate that I said that. Anyway, these next rules are actually pretty relevant. All your carefully picked arguments can easily be ignored. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Anything you say can and will be turned into something else. Do not argue with trolls. It means they win. The harder you try, the harder you will fail. If you fail in epic proportions, it may just become a winning failure. Every win fails eventually. So other than the general terminology of win and fail, epic win and pwn and fail from like early 2000s, I think what they're saying here, like, well, it all relates to general online arguments and internet trolling. And I think a lot of this still fits today, right? So like,
I think this stuff holds true for the most part, if you ignore the terminology.
Well, and I can recontextualize some of it, but like all your carefully picked arguments can easily be ignored is, I think, the first time I read one of these rules, I was like, oh shit, that's very real. Like,
yeah.
No matter how hard you try to win on the internet, and that phrase I think still fits here, because while else you're arguing, people can just like not fucking listen to you, and this shit continues to be an issue with trying to have discussions with people online to this day. Like,
absolutely,
people just don't fucking listen to what you're saying, and all your like facts and logic just bounce right off, right?
And then they use it against you.
Yeah, then they use all that against you, or they misinterpret your shit and just put words in your mouth. Like, all of that is absolute classic, like, I guess apparently original internet 101. So and that's still a problem to this day. Do not argue with trolls. I think that one people has morphed into its own version, which is don't feed the trolls. But I mean,
yes, definitely.
like basically, if people are online, actually, I guess these days people would call it rage baiting. So don't get baited.
Yeah.
But I almost wrote an episode on rage baiting, but then I realized that I guess I was getting baited.
You
The harder
definitely
you
were
try,
getting baited.
hey, rage bait as a concept baits me, and I bite on every time, bro. Hook, line, and sinker. If you fail in epic proportions, it may just become a winning failure. The harder you try, the harder you fail, and every win fails eventually. These, if I could recontextualize it, some people like are so fucking stupid on the internet that like they become a meme, right? Or a lol
Right.
cow, or they say something that's genuinely so funny. Like I'm sure you've heard of like the Navy SEAL copy pasta
Yeah.
of like,
yeah.
like that
Definitely.
was someone actually trying to be cool really hard, and then they sounded super lame, but they sounded so lame so hard that like it's funny now and everyone knows it. Every win fails eventually is, I think we've watched many people online like crumble to their fame, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if I understand what 16 means. If you fail in epic proportions, it may just become a winning failure.
That's like the copy paste for like the Navy SEAL thing. Like someone tried so hard to be cool, they absolutely failed. But what they said
It was kind of a win because your thing got popular, I guess. I don't know.
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, that's pretty much the takeaway. The next two I also appreciate. Everything that can be labeled can be hated. The more you hate it, the stronger it gets. I honestly think these two hold up as well. But the later sentiment about hating, I think, is really more of a general application to trolling again. But the 18, everything that can be labeled can be hated, is something that I was thinking to myself before I had written and researched these rules, quote unquote rules, like a couple weeks ago, where I was like, dude, if you could just like, people just want to hate anything that has a title. As soon as you put a name to something,
If you
like,
can
people just
name it,
latch on.
somebody will say, I hate X.
Yeah, yeah. And yes, obviously, the more you beat on a troll, the more enjoyment they're getting out of that. Weird sadists, or I guess masochists.
Sadomasochist,
Rule number 20,
if you will.
if you will. Rule number 20 is nothing is to be taken seriously. This one is a silly old internet meme where you'd see people post responses to crash outs with these like dumb old meme impact, like in caps font, demotivational posters. You know, like a picture of a thing on a black background with like a little descriptor underneath. That reads, "The internet is serious business." I think that one's pretty funny.
That is, I enjoy that.
The next 6 are the original content. Original content is original only for a few seconds before getting old. Copy pasta is made to ruin every last bit of originality. Copy pasta is made to ruin every last bit of originality. Every post is always a repost of a repost. Relation to the original topic decreases with every single post. Any topic can be easily turned into something totally unrelated. These 6 are more referencing the nature of how old school internet boards worked. Basically, someone would post something to a board, and then the conversation would trail off into a thread. People responding to responses, and like would just, there was no real directed nature to it. Like almost like every response could be its own post. There's also a mention of copy pasta. This is just a portmanteau of the phrase copy paste and pasta to make the term sound sillier. If you've heard like the Navy SEAL copy pasta, like I mentioned earlier, or any repeated paragraph posted anywhere, kind of like as a joke, that's what this is. Reminds me of this one time in 1999 where the Undertaker threw Mankind off a Hell in a Cell, and he plummeted 16 feet to the announcer's table.
I remember.
Basically, this I think this still kind of holds up, honestly. Like, original posts on the internet are very rare. You know, or at least it feels that way. If you're just scrolling general layman's internet, unless like I'm specifically looking at YouTube videos for someone creating original content. But like if I'm watching, like people who scroll on Facebook is known for like just ripped content being posted.
Yeah. I mean, now it's getting into the territory where it's just AI generated content, which is
It's so
interesting in
unoriginal by
comparison
technicality.
to this. Yeah, exactly what I was going to say,
Yeah.
because the AI has just learned how to do that by looking at a million unoriginal posts and images, and is now making its own extra unoriginal posts and images.
Yeah, it's kind of its own beast, but I think like that quote original content is so unoriginal that like even that isn't like, yeah, I guess it's new and it's a new thing that I need to suss out as being fake, but like it's, and then that shit gets reposted somewhere else, and people have been stealing each other's content for at least 23 years. So, it's just like that's just how it is. Every post is always a repost of a repost. I mean, all of these just kind of fit into that category. The relation to original topic decreases with every single post is kind of an element to how boards work, but also I think every conversation below any post very quickly devolves, especially like on Reddit or like in Instagram.
Yeah, people lose
comments.
track of what they're talking about pretty quick.
And I think people can intentionally do that, but like, I mean, pretty much any time this happens very, very, very quickly and very easily, pretty much anywhere. Anyway, 27 is always question a person's sexual preferences without any real reason. 28 is always question a person's gender just in case it's really a man.
Okay.
Now we arrive at the bigoted and incel portion of the list. 4chan has always been this way.
Yeah, those ones are pretty bad.
Yep.
Because they're kind of serious too. I know they
you
just
think that
said
one-
nothing's to be taken seriously, but they're
But they mean
serious
this.
about this.
Yeah. And if those aren't bad enough, 29 is on the internet. All women are men and all kids are FBI agents. So I guess now we're pedophilic as well.
Yeah, we're all pedophiles.
Yep.
Because, yeah, I don't need to go any further with that one.
we're almost done. We're almost done. With this section, 30 is girls do not exist on the internet. 31 is tits or get the fuck out. The choice is yours. And I think this finishes up the misogynistic portion of the rules. Good fucking Lord.
Cool. We got the pedophile section. We got the like incel
the bigoted
section.
one, the incel section. Yeah. 32 is you must have pictures to prove your statements. This one is also a bit of a reference to an old meme that just reads pics or it didn't happen. And I think that one explains itself and honestly kind of still exists today, but mostly in like bro culture.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, because people do still say this. It is kind of like a frat bro thing to say.
When I say that, usually it's in response to someone like saying they did something kind of raunchy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Anyway, 33 is lurk more. It's never enough. This is just a 4chan in joke. 34.
This is the one everybody knows.
Rule 34 of the internet. There is porn of it, no exceptions. This is the original phraseology.
I was going to
This is
say
the
I've
original
heard
version.
it a different way.
If it exists, there is porn of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is the original version. There is porn of it, no exceptions. 35 is if no porn is found at the moment, it will be made. 36 is there will always be even more fucked up shit than what you just saw. I know. Hold on to that thought of these. We'll discuss these later. I'm looping back around. You're not getting out of an episode I wrote about the internet without degenerate cringe. Just hold on. 37 is you cannot divide by 0 just because the calculator says so. This is another very old internet meme. Basically a pic of some like disaster or weird thing, like a hole in something, and the classic impact font and with caps is like, this guy divided by 0. Oh shit. And that, yeah, it's not funny.
We're laughing at it.
Yeah. Maybe we're laughing with the medieval people and not at the medieval people.
Right.
38 is no real limits of any kind apply here, not even the sky. This is another 4chan in joke. 39 is caps lock is cruise control for cool. 40, even with cruise control, you still have to steer. These are two more references to an old internet meme and song. It's just commenting on how everything on the internet, like, since it was so text-based, kind of morphed into using impact and caps, like, to make statement points.
These ones are
There was
written
a song,
in all caps as well.
Yes. Sorry, these are written in all caps. It's just a really old meme. I don't know. A lot of these are really old memes, just like this next one. Desu isn't funny. Seriously, guys, it's worse than Chuck Norris jokes. This is another in the list of just fucking ancient 4chan in jokes and old internet memes. It's not really worth explaining entirely. This is just some like weeb joke about a polite suffix in Japanese being desu, overused by some anime character from an old show that just kind of like broke out of containment. Also, like, rest in peace, Chuck Norris. But
Rest in peace.
Chuck Norris jokes were like, do you know one off the top of your head? A rattlesnake bit Chuck Norris and the rattlesnake died. Like, we all remember, I think, these on the fucking playground, right?
Yeah,
like
they're kind of like Mother Russia jokes, if you were around for Mother Russia jokes.
Yeah, very similar.
Bear rides you kind of thing.
Yeah, just kind of subversive, but like all referring to Chuck Norris. 42 is nothing is sacred. 43 is the more beautiful and pure a thing is, the more satisfying it is to corrupt. In a brief moment of lucidity, a broken clock is right like twice a day, I guess. I think this is a fair interpretation of how shitty humans can be, honestly, especially on the internet. And a bit of a self-report, if I'm being real, but
I feel like they're trying to be trying to be the Joker with number 43 here, but it is kind of like people definitely behave that way.
yeah, and as long as those people exist, those things can be corrupted, right? And like nothing is sacred, I think, is like anything that's more taboo to fuck with, someone will come around and do it, and like probably take a considerable amount of enjoyment in doing that.
Yeah, even though it's like cringy. I was trying to find another word, but yeah, there's like these cringy people who think they're having their Joker moment who behave this way a lot of the time.
44 is even one positive comment about Japanese things makes you a weeaboo. Here's the second time in the day the broken clock is correct. 45 is when one sees a lion, one must get in the car. This is a fucking another old unfunny like internet meme.
Okay,
46 is there is always 46 is there is always furry porn of it. Hold fast. Hold on. Give me a moment.
Okay.
And 47. The pool is always closed. This is the last rule. I can't skip this bit because it's genuinely like old internet history. We have to cover this. Basically, 4chan organized this group prank in an old online, early 2000s social hangout game called Habbo Hotel. They heard the game was I never played it, but I've heard of it. It's like, man, like kind of like Webkins era, like Second Life era, like old,
this
like
is
basically
one of those
just like
games where you could like make real money out of it too.
yes.
There's kind of a real world economy attached to this game, so there was like
And
some weird financial scamming going on in this game.
You could also like work a job in it. I think like you had to like if you wanted to make coins to like buy things, you had to like actually like the stores were operated and manned by real people.
Yeah, I think you're correct about that.
They heard the game was profiling people based on their avatars, namely if they were black, which was more of a myth from my research. They orchestrated a raid on it where they all used identical black avatars in suits with afros and body blocked the pools off from access for other players. Yeah, so in a massive online game like this, they made the character models physical so you could body block people.
Interesting.
Which I think, which is kind of a weird choice. So they would like cordon off pools in the game from people's use. And eventually someone said in the chat, pools closed because of AIDS. And that shit caught on like wildfire.
All right, sure.
The reason I'm talking about this is because this is mainstream. So this bit made it to mainstream media with a woman in Texas reporting to the news that she saw a real life pool that was fake life closed with a real life sign that said exactly pools closed due to AIDS. Of course, it's 4chan, so there were also incredibly racist overtones to this bit.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was just an excuse for them to organize and be absurd in public using numbers to gain a level of social herd immunity. A group of Finnish anons, the term for someone who posts on 4chan, would dress up the same way in like suits and with afros, surprisingly not in full blackface. I mean,
that's
this
for
is
the
Finland.
Dutch.
Yeah. And block off a portion of the plaza in front of the actual HQ for the company that made Habbo Hotel.
So
that's pretty funny, right?
That is kind of funny. I think that's kind of funny.
Oh, you think that's funny? Well, they were in the shape of a swastika.
It's not funny. It's not funny. I never thought it was funny. Fuck.
Sorry, what are you going to say before I interrupted you?
Oh, I was going to ask if this was just the pool being fake life closed. Is that people just like making signs and going to like local pools and fake closing them?
Yeah. So like, no, it was real and it made it onto like actual fucking media reporting. That's the end of the bit. That is the most recent and complete set variation of the meme I felt was worth explaining. But here's the thing. I lied.
Why?
I lied to you.
Oh, man.
I'm a master manipulator and you fell for my trap.
Fucking shit.
These aren't the rules of the internet.
Well, what are they?
See, I thought they were. I thought there were rules. I always heard that there were more than the 34th one, but in my research, I learned there was only ever one rule. Just one. And that rule ended up surviving as its own meme, just in the way it was before. And that one meme was taken by Encyclopedia Dramatica first, and generally through the means of these two clusterfuck websites circle jerking for years to curate this, quote, foundational rules for the internet, as I demonstrated, is almost entirely 4chan in-jokes. All these lists, all the ones that I didn't want to talk about, are like this. So what was the original meme? The original meme just was Internet Rule 34. There is porn of it, no exceptions. This bit was two jokes. One, that 4chan entirely missed, of course, was that it was absurd there'd ever be any list of rules in the first place. That'd be fucking stupid. And the other being that no matter what, it seems that we just love to fucking make porn of everything.
Yeah, it's true.
So this brings me to my second tie-in. The issue with the modern algorithm-based short-form content is if I even get caught looking at a meme of something, or God forbid I share it. Okay. Or God forbid I share it with someone I know who likes the thing that I saw. Well, now the algorithm thinks I fuck with it heavy. So if I catch the Amazing Digital Circus meme and I send it to a friend because I got it, and maybe it was a bit funny, and my crow brain urge to share something shiny and funny with someone that I love just leads me to do that. Well, now I'm getting a 24/7 The Amazing Digital Circus feed. And what that brings with it is a fandom of freaks who, as I mentioned, are fervently shipping these characters around like it's the amazing digital polycule. And with that shipping comes porn. So much porn. And here's why I was so turned off of The Amazing Digital Circus for so long, or turned on. To this day, I have likely spent more time of my life flashbanged by Pomni's Clussy than I have actually spent watching the fucking show.
Clussy. Also, you said there's like 9 episodes over the course of 3 years or something.
Yeah.
There is almost certainly like more hours of porn content out there to consume than there is actual show.
By easily. And wait until we get to the section where I like look at the Rule 34 entry numbers for some of these characters. This shit is absurd.
Oh boy, okay.
I don't really have much of a moral position to take here. I think I've made it clear I'm not an anti-gooner by any means, and I think we should keep things like this in places where it's meant to stay, so only consenting adults can bump into them. But in general, I don't really have an issue with pornographic fan art of characters, bar standard ethical concerns, right?
Sure.
But, bro, if you make your fandom all about these fantasy relationships and porn, it's hard to take your content seriously as actual media, and I'm talking to the fandom. Anyway, just to drive the point home about Rule 34 and how ubiquitous it is, I think I need to mention that just porn of digital characters is referred to colloquially as R34. By this point, like the meme is so ubiquitous, it's now just a phrase. There's a website for it called Rule 34, and it's all congregated there.
Awesome.
And if you saw my post on Instagram,
I did.
even though I was doing research.
I swear,
so I prepared
it's research.
It's research. So I prepared a bit of a game for us. It's my turn to have a game, and this game is unfortunately way more fucked up than anything Jett cooks up. Jett has given me 5 characters, and I've come up with 5 characters of my own, and I've taken the liberty of taking a trip to the back alley market of R34 to tabulate each character's total entries on the site, to which Jett must guess who has the higher number of entries. And then I've taken characters from the Amazing Digital Circus just for fun, and I'll make Jett play goons-is-right with those.
Great.
So, Jett, your character was the Stig from Top Gear.
Yes, I
If you
should.
don't know, if you don't know who the Stig is, there's like 3 of them, but basically like it's a guy who dresses up in a race gear, and it's like a bit that he doesn't have, like no one knows who he is, and he drives their cars really hard on the track.
Yeah, he's a race car driver, and you never see his face.
And I've pitted him against Isaac Clarke from Dead Space. I wish I didn't.
I
don't
already
even want to talk about what I
know.
saw.
I already know what my answer is going to be for this one because I'm
Who
trying.
do you think had more?
I'm trying to guess which one had more results on the R34 website. I think
Yeah.
because of the necromorphs, not because of Isaac Clarke. It's got to be Isaac Clarke. I think there's
No, so every post had to be tagged Isaac Clarke, not Dead Space. I looked by character.
I just have a feeling that there is a lot of like Isaac Clarke having sex with aliens porn out there. That's why I'm guessing Isaac Clarke.
I wouldn't say it was that direction.
So, am I right but wrong about the direction?
Yeah, so the Stig came in at 18, and Isaac Clarke came in at 162. So
I'm
yes,
so tempted to go look at the Stig porn. Man.
do not. Well, the Stig porn, yeah. I mean, whatever. It's just a dude in a race uniform. But like, do not look up the Isaac Clarke shit, dog. Next up, your pick is Unicron,
Yep.
and I have pitted him against Psykill, who is the main leader of the evil GoBots.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I think Unicron is probably like a more known character, probably. I guess I'm gonna go with Unicron just based on like the character's general popularity.
I gotta show you one of the pictures I saw of Unicron, because a lot of it's like making Unicron a woman, and she's very large.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, that makes sense. Planet-sized woman. People would be into that, I guess.
Unicron is 14 total, only 14.
Less than the Stig?
Yes. Psykill is 4.
Okay.
And you may notice I've made all those sensor bars the same size by putting zeros. Some of these are up into the thousands.
Oh yeah, there is 4 digits behind the sensor bar, isn't there? Oh,
Yep.
brother.
Next up, your pick was Dr. Otto Octavius, or Doc Ock, and I picked Mysterio.
Okay. There's tentacles on one of these characters.
hence, I'm sure why you picked him.
I actually
other one-
didn't have that thought until later.
Oh.
Mysterio.
Well, I just pick him because he's like a pudgy white dude in a turtleneck.
I don't know why I picked him. Maybe I subconsciously picked him because the guy's got tentacles. Who knows?
And Mysterio is a prestidigitator, a man of mystery and illusion.
You could do some stuff with Mysterio. I think
so.
I'm gonna pick Doc Ock though, and my reasoning is because he's got tentacles.
Doc Ock has 120.
Okay.
Pretty light entries, honestly.
Okay. There's also isn't there a woman Doc Ock in one of the Spider-Verse movies as well?
Yeah.
People like to make more porn of women than they do of men.
I just searched Doc Ock, and most of them were Otto and not Olivia. But yeah, there are some of her. And Mysterio is 83, so Doc Ock has more.
Okay. All right.
Next up, your pick is Robin from Stardew Valley. Mine is Master Chief. And boy, did I have to research this one for a while. Who did you think? Who do you think wins
this
out here?
one is tough. You told me we were going to be playing this game, and I was like, "Oh, Robin's going to win whatever matchup Robin's in," because I just know that like the Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley has this kind of thing attached to it. You know, it's got kind of the weird internet fandom, and people make a lot of Stardew Valley porn. It's
for sure.
It's one of those games. But Master Chief.
And I have to point out, so other than that one Unicron picture I found, all of the ones we've talked about so far have been really poor quality. People have done Robin some fucking justice. These are very, very highly produced. And same thing for Master Chief. I tried to kind of fairly match them.
Yeah. God, Master Chief's just such a large and popular character that I feel like he might be able to compete with Robin, but I am still
He is large.
I'm still gonna go with Robin though. It's Stardew Valley.
Robin
man.
Robin only came in at 250.
Really? Okay.
Yes. Master Chief came in at 1,059.
Wow. Okay, I was way off on that one.
Master Chief's been around for a long time.
I'm surprised. I thought just because it was Stardew Valley, but maybe there's other characters that people are latched onto with that game.
I tried looking at her up in a bunch of different ways to make sure that I was getting the most results for her tags. But Robin from Stardew Valley, the one that I found, the tag that had the most was 250. Dude, she's a fucking busty ass redhead. I don't understand how she wouldn't have thousands, but I mean,
Maybe Stardew Valley is less nasty with it than I thought, but also
That might be
maybe
the
there's
case.
just other characters that people are latched onto. I really don't know.
last up, you picked Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yes, I did.
And so to pick relative like for like, I did BoJack Horseman.
Oh my god, it's gotta be BoJack. I feel like Courage could be in the single digits. Don't laugh at me. How
BoJack
wrong am
Horseman
I?
is only 304.
Okay.
Courage the Cowardly Dog, 1,242.
That was the biggest one?
Yeah.
That was the biggest number of any of these, was Courage the Cowardly Dog. What is going on with Courage the Cowardly Dog that I'm not aware of?
I mean, they got nothing out there. They're kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Country girls make do.
Apparently people I searched Courage the Cowardly Dog, and I don't know if there was a difference between that and searching Courage from Courage the Cowardly Dog. So maybe I fucked up here and it's all Muriel. But
Still,
Courage the Cowardly Dog, yeah, it's fucking crazy.
just it from being from this show and having that much of it is insane to me.
Insane. Dude, the shit I saw looking these up. Thanks for throwing Robin in there for me, I guess.
Yeah, I got you covered, man. Give you one good one.
Honestly, I'm still to this day often surprised by the staggering level of adult media produced of some things.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've made my point yet. No.
Okay.
Now you get to look at each character from the Amazing Digital Circus and guess who has the most amazing digital pornography.
Ugh.
Let me introduce you to the cast.
I forgot that we were talking about this show.
First up, now you can scroll down here. First up is Pomni. Could you
Okay.
describe Pomni?
Pomni is a jester
Mm-hmm.
that has stick figure legs and arms and very large eyes.
Yeah.
Red and blue jester suit.
The eyes are also red and blue. This is the first one. All of the rest are going to be comparisons back to the previous. How many entries do you think Pomni has?
Is Pomni the main character?
Pomni is one of two main characters. Unfortunately, she should have been just the main.
Unfortunately. Okay. How many?
Yeah.
I have
This is
a
the only one you're going to have to
feeling-
guess a number.
I have a feeling this one is one of the more pornified characters. Because of it being the main character and because I heard the word clussy earlier. So I'm going to say 10,000.
Dude, you are very close. She has 11,513 entries.
Holy shit. I mean, I was close, but let's not let that take away from how much that is. That's a big number.
Dude, if I looked at one image from this list every day, it would take me 10 years to get through them all. And who knows how many more there are being made.
This is a show with 9 episodes, y'all.
9 episodes. Also, she is not sexy.
No.
She does not have all that.
It's like I said, she's kind of got a marionette look. Like I said,
Yes.
she's got stick arms and legs. And
She also she stands like this a lot. She doesn't speak sultry or have any sexualizable bone in her body.
oh yeah, so she's kind of got her shoulders back and her head forward.
Yeah,
she's
she's,
kind of
hunched
hunched
forward.
over. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, but this is your baseline. Let's walk them down.
Very good.
This is my personal favorite character. This is Kinger.
Okay, this is a wooden chess piece, a kinger, you know.
Mhm.
He's wearing like a purple king robe with like fur lining, and he's got two just like exposed eyeballs kind of attached to the top of the chess piece. They're like diagonal from each other. They look kind of
Yeah.
wonky. He's got like floating Raymond Rabbit glove hands as well.
Yeah. You described this guy perfectly. He had a wife. Her name was Queenie, and she was a black queen.
What,
Do you
this is a
think
white
Kinger
king?
do you think Kinger has more or less entries than Pomni?
This is a chess piece.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say less. This character like seems physically more difficult to sexualize than the other one.
This character has 716 posts.
That's
Uh
that's still too much, I would argue.
but for real, you got to see what they do to this guy. I need you to scroll to the second to the last page in the script real quick. Don't scroll too fast. Just the second to the last page. Look.
Okay. What the fuck?
I mean, like, kind of hell yeah, honestly. But like, isn't this crazy?
So what I'm looking at is it's fan art of Kinger, right? So
Uh-huh.
and there's several different drawings on this page that this person's done, and some of it is like just normal fan art. It's just like the character.
Yeah.
And they've drawn the character. And then in the middle, they have created a version of him that is chiseled like fucking Michelangelo's
Beyond.
statues, bro.
Yeah.
And
He's so ripped.
his robe is like hung around his waist a little bit too low to the point where it's censored, but I think his king cock is probably hanging out a little bit here.
His king-a-linger.
Yeah, it is. What's really funny to me though is that his arms, like I said, he has the floating like glove hands.
Yeah.
He's still got floating hands, but there's like fucking jacked forearms attached to them.
And then like no elbow or upper forearm.
But he does
Or
have the
lower-
shoulders.
Yeah, but he's got like the deltoids. And this is like one of the more sexualized ones I found, but most people draw him like this. And so like it's gotten to all right.
People draw him ripped.
I'll concede. I'll concede a little bit. This is a very funny fandom in joke where people just pretend that Kinger just looks like this.
Why? He's just like a fucking. It's kind of just like a ripped marble statue
Yeah.
with a king chess piece head. That's all this really is.
Yeah. I think it's fucking hilarious.
It's very funny.
Okay. Back up to next up is my least favorite character, Jax. This is another one of the main characters.
Okay. Jax is
What does Jax look like?
Jax is like a purple rabbit with yellow half circle eyes. He's wearing pink overalls. He's got the big cartoon gloves as well, it looks like.
Very noodly proportions.
Yeah, very noodly, long kind of stick arms. He looks a little bit pissed off or like disinterested.
He always is. Do you think he has more or less than Kinger?
I think he's got to have more. Part of that is because he's an animal. People like to do this sort of thing with animals, right?
Am I right?
Am I right?
Like I would know.
Somebody tell me if I'm right or not. I'm not sure. I think it's got to be more though.
Jax has 6,204.
Okay. Yep, that's a lot. Jesus, dude,
and
it's just a fucking purple like cartoon rabbit.
Yeah, I do think I think his design's kind of interesting because like the eyes and the mouth, they move around, and you see how he has like little teeth.
Yeah,
those teeth never move, so the mouth moves around the teeth on his face. And the same thing with the eyes. The pupils do move around, but like the eyes kind of change shape. He's very cartoony and animated. There's a scene where he's like being tortured by Kane, and he like grabs him by the ears and pulls his skin off, and so like
Oh,
underneath the skin is a yellow body that's just like
it's just
inside
being covered by purple.
Yeah. Um, and the last obvious pick for this group is Ragatha. I'm a fan of this one too.
Okay.
Do you think Ragatha has more or less entries than Jax?
So Ragatha's just a rag doll.
Yep.
Wearing a dress.
Missing an eye.
Got a button eye. Yeah. I think Ragatha seems like she's got the potential to be a very pornified character. So I'm gonna say higher. Even though Jax has 6,000 something, I think I'm still gonna go higher.
Ragatha has 5,550.
Less.
Slightly lower.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I really would have thought
And that's
more.
it. That's it for the significantly anthropomorphized ones. Now on to the less obvious picks.
Okay.
This is Kane. He's the guy who runs the show.
This is the guy you're impressing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think everyone's seen him at this point, but if you'd like to describe him.
Okay, so Kane he's got like a ringleader, or I guess that would be the word for it, a ringleader.
Yeah, no, that'd be the correct one.
He's got like a red like suit coat with
Showman's
tails
coat.
and slacks and cartoon character gloves, but his head is like the chattering teeth toy kind of thing. His head is a big set of teeth, and there's eyeballs like inside the mouth, and he's got a top hat and a cane.
And do you think Kane sits above or below Ragatha in numbers?
In numbers. I have a feeling people got a weird thing for this character. I'm gonna say higher.
He has 1,453.
Oh,
and I
wrong
think we're
again.
missing a huge thing here. Like big mouth, big tongue, right? Like you have the opportunity to obscure his eyes by closing the mouth, right? A lot of they like the way they emote him is they use the upper jaw as like eyebrows, and the lower jaw for like his mouth expression. It's really cool. But like, I don't know. I feel like a mouth is a very sexual thing. And if in this
that
instance,
was my
right?
thought
Like,
as well.
I feel like we're not leveraging Kane enough. So do better, I guess.
Yeah, guys,
anyway,
make more. Don't make more. Stop it.
this is Zubul. This is my third favorite character.
Okay, this is a difficult one to describe.
Yes, good luck.
Zubul is like an abstract painting, but alive. It's just like a collection of shapes and patterns with eyeballs on it. The eyeballs are also like different colors and sizes. Like for example, the head is just a pink triangle with like a unicorn horn sticking out of it, and like some black and white stripes on an antenna. Yeah, it's an abstract painting.
This character, they change their pieces out, like every day or every episode, that like to try and represent themselves. So like the main core, the eyes, the triangle, and like the bean body are all the same, but the brooch, the little wing, all the arm pieces, the leg pieces, the antennas, all those change every episode. I think they're cool. Do you think this amorphous collection of plastic pieces has more or less than the chatter teeth with a twin-tailed coat?
I think I'd have a hard time figuring out how to put this character in a sexual situation. It's got to be less.
They have 690.
Okay, I'm back on track.
So yeah, significantly less. Yeah, you're good. They get less definable. How about Gangle?
Oh, good old Gangle. Gangle is a white mask. It's like a
drama mask.
It's like a tragedy mask. It's sad and it's crying, and it's got ribbons hanging out from behind the mask that are sort of spiraling to create a body, and then there's 2 ribbons for arms, 2 more ribbons for legs.
Do you think Gangle has more or less than her partner Zubul?
I think Gangle's probably got more. These ones are kind of in the same boat. I feel like it's probably pretty similar, but I'm going to say more.
Gangle has 1,153.
Okay, significantly more, almost double.
Yeah, only like 300 less than Kane.
Damn. What the hell?
Honestly, while I'm at it, and in the interest of fairness, you got to see what they do to her. So I need you to scroll to the very bottom.
All right. What did they do to Gig? Whoa. Okay. So what they've done to Gangle is they have they've wrapped like essentially an invisible, very voluptuous woman's body in ribbons. And the mask is still sad.
That shit never gets old. Although sometimes, like, I've seen art where like they like wrap her around another character, which is interesting. Anyway, I don't think she got all that. Anyway, I don't really have a point with all this. I do think that despite the fact the quote rules of the internet is really a meme that came from a misunderstanding of a meme about porn, a lot of these rules, I think they have merit today. And I think, though, that they highlight a major difference between the internet of old and the modern internet. It's way easier to access and participate in. Anyone with a phone, which is pretty much any tweening up, can get online into public forums and record themselves for the world to see, capturing every cringy moment in video or in text and archived forever. While some of these old rules do still somewhat apply today, they lack a certain element of the internet that I think is intrinsic to the modern experience within it. Where there is something to be a fan of, the fans will fucking ruin it.
At least some of them, yeah.
And no, I'm not saying that just because of porn. That's just funny. Go goon in peace if that's what you want. So long as it's off my fucking main feed, dude. Why is this so common in every space?
Who knows?
I'm saying that because of the nature of stand spaces online, it's like as soon as something gets popular, it's doomed to attract this group of people that walk among us every day, mind you. Among us? All right, hold on. Among Us Rule 34.
Oh, no.
3,720.
Okay, very good.
How?
They're just little spacemen.
They're just little space people. That these people just obsess and take everything too far. And I'm not breaking any new ground here, but it always surprises me that in a world so connected, we've forgotten what it means to be personable when there's a screen in the way. So I posit that this long dead meme receives one more canonical rule passed down by the first one through your prophets, Stephen and Jett. Rule number 48. Where there is something to be a fan of, the fans will ruin it.
I'll co-sign that.
I don't know. I like being a fan of things, but sometimes it's even happened with things that I've been a fan of. The fans just get so fucking ravenous and cruel and mean, and I just don't understand. I think the only way to understand it is to acknowledge that these people just don't see the people they interact with online as humans. They don't have to look at them in the fucking eyes, right? They don't have to interact with them personally. Furries get so much hate. Have you ever met a furry in real life, Jett?
I think so.
Yeah. You think, right? And I'm sure that you didn't.
Yes, I have. I was trying to think of a specific one. Yes, I have.
Well, it's like, but you probably have met more, and also I don't think everyone that I've ever met has been pretty fucking chill. They're just people. They're just people that are into something. It's not. I'm not gonna hate crime an actual furry.
Yeah, people are always gonna be like more mean on the internet than they would be when they actually meet a person in real life and find out that they are in fact a person and they're pretty nice and you can get along with them just like you can with anybody else.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so hard to see, especially like with a creator like Gooseworks where she made something and then like the fucking internet like ripped her apart over her own creation. Like I don't know. Go stop applying so much personal value into something that you don't have any control over. Maybe it's because I'm a grown adult with a fucking completed brain.
I was gonna say I've never been the type. I don't really understand it, but I'm not sure where this behavior comes from other than maybe age and the maturity that comes along with it. I'm really not sure.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. I know the episode kind of devolved into us laughing about porn, but I don't know, the research trail I went on for the rules of the internet was just so interesting to me, and how it like kind of spiraled out from what it was, and gave me an opportunity to talk about some old internet stuff, which I haven't had the chance to in a while. So yeah, that's it. You can follow us on Instagram at Koolaid_stand_podcast. You can follow us on Spotify at Koolaid Stand Podcast. You can follow us on, or just Koolaid Stand on YouTube, Koolaid Stand Podcast. You can watch videos on both Spotify and YouTube, or you can close your eyes and experience just the audio. Yeah, you can follow us there. And if you don't, I'll put you in the fucking circus.
You don't want to be.
See ya! Got bit by a dog.
I got bit by a cat like crazy last night, dude.
Oh shit! Damn, we both got bit, dude.
For real, for real. Smokes got outside.
Oh fuck, he got you for sure.
Yeah, it's like I can't really. I don't have a lot of grip strength right now on this hand.
What the hell?
He got outside, and I went to go pick him up, and he like didn't know it was me because I was like shining a flashlight at him, and I was talking to him, and he like walked over towards me, so I thought he knew it was me, and he did not.
Apparently, he just wanted to talk with some dude, but didn't know. Or he just really didn't want to go inside.
Yeah, there's blood on like the walkway of our apartment. Like,
damn, he
there's
really
like
got
there's
your
like
ass.
drips down the whole like walkway.
That's crazy. I was petting my neighbor's dog over the fence, who I've pet a million times and has been pretty chill every time. But this time the dog, this is a pit bull, so like usual suspects. And I was like, it was chill, and then without warning, she just fucking bit my shit. Like,
Damn, did she think
it
you were
felt
pulled
like-
pork?
must have. She like, it felt like, honestly, I've never been bit by a dog.
Me neither.
It felt like I got punched in the hand, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I looked, and it was just like I was hemorrhaging. Like there was a giant bruise, like immediately, like that she had like bit me that hard.